So you have some cash and you want to earn the highest interest rate possible, but you want to do it from a traditional, good old-fashioned FDIC-insured savings account. Where can you find the best rates? Hey everybody, my name is Rob Berger. This is the Financial Freedom Show where we talk about investing, retirement, and financial freedom. If those topics are important to you, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. I also send out a free newsletter every Sunday morning. You can sign up for that with the link below this video. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do three things in today's video. First, I'm going to explain why you can't trust the large financial sites if you're actually looking for the highest interest rates possible. And then we're going to walk through what the best rates are. We're going to actually divide that into two. We're going to look at sort of 5 large, sort of well-known banks and the rates they're paying. And then we're going to look at what I believe to be the 5 best rates available anywhere. Again, if you know of better rates though, please leave a comment below this video. I'd love to hear about them. And then I'm going to show you one site, my site, and what we're doing to try to educate folks on the absolute best rates that are available anywhere. So let's dive right in. So the first thing I did is I just went to Google and I typed in best savings account rates. And of course, it brought up 2 very large, well-known finance sites, NerdWallet and Bankrate. So what do they have to say? Well, let's check it out. Here's NerdWallet. The 8 best savings accounts of April 2023, and they list them here. This is according to NerdWallet, the 8 best. At the top of their list is SoFi at 4%. You can see Marcus, I highlighted, is 3.75%. I can tell you that they don't even fall into the top 10 of the best savings accounts available today. All right. Now, they do on this page actually list the highest savings account rate that I can find. But ironically, it doesn't make their list of the best 8. You have to go all the way down to the bottom of the page to find what I believe to be the actual best rate available. We'll come back to that in a minute. Bankrate, what are their best? Well, you have to first get through their list of featured, I guess these are advertisers, nothing wrong with that. But if you get through that list and you come down here we go, best savings account rates. They list Bread, 4.5, not bad. That actually would make the top 10, although it'd be near the bottom. CIT Bank is interesting because they list an account here, 4.5%, but that's actually not the highest savings rate that CIT Bank offers. And as for the best rate available, it doesn't show up at all on Bankrate's page. Why? I don't know. All right, so let's get down to what the best rates are. Let's begin with the 5 best that I can find from sort of large, well-known banks. And number 1, or I guess this would actually be number 5, we're going to go in reverse order, is American Express Bank. I had an account here back in the day, and they are currently paying 3.75% APY on their high-yield savings account. We go to Ally, again, another bank I had an account with back in the day. I've had bank accounts at a lot of places. 3.75, same thing as American Express, but again, I think most people have heard of Ally, very well-known bank. And then also at 3.75, Marcus by Goldman Sachs. So that's a big name, right? And they're all, so these 3, Amex, Ally, Marcus, all at 3.75%. We start to bump up a bit. Here's Barclays Bank, again, another well-known bank. They're at 3.8%, a little higher. And topping our list of what I, again, call sort of the big, I think, well-known banks, Synchrony, 4%. Now, you'll notice from this list, I don't include Chase or Wells Fargo or Citibank. Those are the really, really big banks, but that's because their savings account rates are pathetic. There's no point in even looking at them, at least if your goal is to earn a decent return on your cash. So there you go, though. From the big banks, 3.75 on up, but tops out with Synchrony at 4%. Now, we can do better than that. So what I want to do now is show you the 5 highest paying savings accounts I can find. I'm going to tell you, you probably haven't heard of any of these banks, but let's get right to it. The first one is Connexus. Actually, it's not a bank. It's a credit union. Now, it is federally insured. Credit unions are not insured by FDIC. They're insured by NCUA, but same $250,000 insurance limits. And you can see here, it pays 4.75%. So that's 75 basis points higher than Synchrony. Now, this is an account offered through SaveBetter. Save Better is a company that you can open an account with, and then through that account, put your money in a number of different credit unions and banks. And what Save Better does is negotiate rates with these banks and credit unions. So if we go back to this Connexus credit union, if you were to go directly to their website, you likely wouldn't find this rate. This is a special rate that they've negotiated with Save Better. I can tell you 3 of the top rates are through Save Better. However, 2 of the top rates we're going to look at, including number 1 in just a minute, is not. In fact, that gets us to number 4, CIT Bank. This is not through Save Better. This is directly with CIT. You can see it's paying 4.75%. Recall that Bankrate listed an account that paid just 4.5%. Don't know why they listed that one over this one. I do know, though, and this is important, this rate only applies if you have more than $5,000 in the account. If you're going to open up a savings account with less than $5,000, this is not a good option. In fact, you can see down here in the fine print, if you have less than $5,000, you're only going to get 25 basis points, 0.25%. So this is not an account unless you're going to put in more than $5,000, but 4.75% is a great rate. All right, moving on. Number 3, this is from Western Alliance Bank. Again, this is another account offered through Save Better. They are paying 4.8%, so that's a really strong rate. The number 2 rate that I can find, again, also through Save Better, this is a credit union, Green State Credit Union. And by the way, if you open up an account through Save Better, you don't have to worry about meeting the credit union eligibility requirements. If you go through Save Better, you're sort of automatically eligible. So here we go, 4.85%. So again, another strong rate. The number 1 rate, the rate that you can't find on Bankrate, the rate that you've got to go to the bottom of the page at NerdWallet to find, is directly with UFB Direct, 5.02%. That is the highest rate I can find on any FDIC insured savings account or any account from a credit union. So if you know of a better rate, please leave it in the comments below. Now, one question that I mentioned was, if you just Google best savings account rate, you're going to savings account rates, you're going to get sites that don't always show you what are the best rates. At allcards.com, that's a site I own, I'm trying to do that. And it turns out it's a lot of work. I have a team of 3 people that work not quite full-time, almost full-time, on doing nothing but keeping savings account, money market, and CD rates up to date. They literally track that for hundreds of different accounts. Let me show you that. Here it is. And this is our savings accounts. And you can see we just list them from highest to lowest. Now, some of these accounts are advertisers. UFB Direct, for example, is an advertiser. So is Save Better. So my goal for you is knock UFB Direct off the top list. Send me a savings account that pays better than that. Now, I tend to focus on accounts that are available nationwide and that don't have any major restrictions. So occasionally you'll find an account where you might earn more than that, but only up to like $1,000 in savings. So I tend to exclude those, but I would love nothing more than to knock this advertiser down, because if you can send me an FDIC savings account, or it could be a credit union, that pays better than 5.02%, we will put it in our database and it will knock UFB Direct down to number 2 or whatever. So I do list these in order, and I think we've covered the highest. We don't list every savings account out there. I don't think it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. We've started to put some large banks in, but you can see, like, you get down to TD Bank, 0.01%. I'm not even sure why we include that, because who would open up the savings account and earn 1 basis point? Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, there you go. I will leave links to all of this below the video. And again, I'm really hoping someone will leave a comment or send me an email with a rate that's better than 5.02%. I would love to add that to our database and keep that information as accurate as we possibly can. But still, at 5.02%, that is a very rich rate, at least by today's standards. And in fact, it raises a big question, and that is, have I-bonds sort of lost their luster? Does it make sense for short term, you got to hold I-bonds for at least a year, But if you're going to do that, do I bonds make sense anymore? And even for long-term investors, do they make sense anymore? I'm starting to suspect they don't. You may be saying, well, Rob, wait a minute. This is about savings account rates. Why are you talking about I bonds? Well, because tomorrow we'll know, after the CPI numbers are released, what the new inflation rate is going to be when the I bond rates change early next month, May of 2023. We won't know the fixed rate until May, but we'll know the inflation rate tomorrow. And I'm going to have a video on I bonds coming out later this week that discusses that new inflation rate and why I'm starting to believe that I bonds really aren't the best investment right now. So there you go. Hope this has been helpful. Again, please leave a comment with a better savings account rate if you can find one. Would love to add it to the list. And until next time, remember, the best thing money can buy is financial freedom.